Welcome back, everyone. We've covered pricing fundamentals and upselling techniques. Now it's time to tackle a crucial aspect of your business, positioning yourself in the market. In this lesson, we'll explore how to present yourself as a full-service entertainment provider, leveraging your expertise in both performance and production. And by the end, you'll have strategies to differentiate yourself and your band from the competition and attract high-value clients. So let's dive in and elevate your brand. Okay, so before we can position our services effectively, we need to identify what makes us truly unique. So this comes down to defining our unique value proposition, or UVP. So first of all, list your strengths. I want you guys to actually do this now. So when I'm done reading this slide, I'll give you a little example next here, and then I want you to actually pause this video and go away and do this. Write it out on a notebook, start yourself a Google Doc, whatever you need. But it is very important to go through this. So listing your strengths, what do you do better than anyone else? You can look at your SWOT analysis from Module 1, Lesson 1, where we went over your strengths. But now that you've got production added to your system here as well, you're going to want to go and add in some more strengths now that you know your price points and your different gear that you have, because those are new strengths that you have acquired. We're going to want to identify your client pain points in here as well. So what problems do you actually solve for your clients? And as a sidebar here, ChatGPT can actually be really helpful in brainstorming this stuff. So if you're able to just kind of talk to ChatGPT a bit and say, hey, I'm catering to wedding clients or corporate clients of this specific event types. My company offers these services and these production things. What sort of client pain points do you think my clients would be coming to me with the most? It might point out some things that you hadn't thought of, and that can be really helpful. Next, you'll want to highlight your differentiators here. So what services and qualities really set you apart? So as an example here in my own company, some of the strengths I had here were that we could provide equipment and services perfectly tailored to small and medium events. Okay, this was something that the large scale production companies just, they didn't even want to do that, right? So they couldn't really hit that market, and we really could. Of course, also seamless integration between sound, lights, and music. We did all three of those things under one roof. Nobody else in those bigger production companies could do that. Identify client pain points, okay? Well, they're tired of being ripped off by larger production companies who grossly overcharge for small and medium events, right? And they just don't have time to understand everything and even know why they're being ripped off. So they really need those turnkey solutions, the one-stop shop that kind of gets it all done. Next, in terms of highlighting the differentiators there, well, we're musicians first. We know how to make live bands shine, truly, right? We can set up our band, our sound and lights the same way every time. It's the same quality of equipment. You're just not going to get that with a big scale production company that just wants to overcharge you for a bunch of equipment and then send you a technician that doesn't actually know what they're doing with it or has never mixed a band before. That's not exactly quality, in my opinion, and we can blow that out of the water every time. Of course, price point. We have a price point that the large scale companies just cannot even come close to matching, as we looked at in our previous lessons on the setting your price. Okay, so defining your unique value proposition, now is your chance to do this. I want you to actually pause this video, take a moment to write down your unique value proposition, what makes your band and production services unique, and go. I'm going to come back to this slide here so you can sort of pause on this as an example for you and what you're trying to come up with here. So take some time, do this now, hit pause, and then come right back. Okay, are you done? Very good. We shall continue. Hope you came up with some great stuff in that little pause there. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go and create our brand message from that. So key elements of a strong brand message, you guys, we want to be clear and concise. We're communicating your value in just one sentence, right? It's got to be client focused, where we address the benefits of the clients, not just your features. And we want to make it memorable, using language that sticks in people's minds, okay? So with those three things in mind, here's an example of what I did with my unique value proposition. So I took a few elements from here. You can see, so we've got the perfectly tailored for small and medium events. I wanted to say something about sound and lighting all in there. We do it all in one roof. It's a turnkey solution. We're musicians. We have a price point that people can't match. I'm going to try to see if I can get all that into one sentence. I actually used ChatGPT to come up with this as well. I ran a few different situations at it. I put different criteria in there and things, and I eventually came up with something that I kind of liked, and this was it. So Phonics Band transforms live music into an unforgettable experience of connection, belonging, and lifelong memories, all with seamless sound, immersive lighting, and stress-free event planning. All right? So let me know if I hit the mark in the comments on this lesson below here. Let me know if you are able to repeat this back. You can test this with your friends and clients, and if they can repeat this back to you, you're on the right track, right? This is a bit of a long sentence, but it kind of captures everything I wanted in there, and I looked at that and was like, I just don't know if I can cut anything from that. It's all so good. So that's kind of what you're striving for. You may have to, repeat it a few times to be able to memorize it, but this captures so much for me, right? We're not just live music, but we use the word band here so that people know we are in fact a band, but we're not just a band. We transform that into an unforgettable experience. I wanted to capture some of the things that we really try to bring to all of our shows, which, the power of live music to me is something that is truly, truly special. And the reason is because it creates this instant connection, belonging, and lifelong memories. And so I really wanted that to be in our sentence here. And of course, then we pack in here, we do it all under one roof. We've got our sound in here, we've got our lighting, and we help you with your event planning along the way and make everything super stress-free. So see if you can come up with something like that. This is super, super powerful because this makes a great footer in your emails. It should be right at the top of your homepage, possibly even on all of your social media profiles in your little bio description there where they only allow a few characters or a few words. This would fit in there. So you just want to get this everywhere and get it in front of people as much as you can. It is what is going to propel you forward. All right, so more things to do with branding. Well, some key visual elements you may want to update now that you've got production services as part of your arsenal as well. So your logo, maybe consider updating this to reflect your expanded services. You do sound and lighting now. Your website, showcase both your music and production capabilities prominently on there, right? That should not be a mystery to people. You should be proud of this. And in your social media, use a mix of performance and behind the scenes content, right? You want to make sure that people are kind of connecting with you on all these different aspects of your business. And then business cards and brochures. Maybe you need to update some imagery there to include sort of both your band and your production setups. Just some ideas there. All right, networking strategies. This business is all about networking, right? The music industry, the live music industry, all of it. You just got to be networked. So what can you do? Well, hopefully you're doing all this stuff already, but in case you're not, some ideas I wanted to throw in here for you guys. Join some industry associations, right? There are wedding planner associations, event producer groups, etc. You can find these on Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you get your social medias. I would say for me personally, I don't know why, but musicians just don't exist on LinkedIn for some reason. And it baffles me because all of the corporate clients are on LinkedIn. If you want corporate gigs, go to LinkedIn. Get yourself there, put your posts there, publish your articles, whatever. Get in front of the corporate people who are booking entertainment for large. They are on LinkedIn, 100%. So you should be there too. Fish where the fishies are, right? Attend trade shows, not just as an attendee, but maybe consider exhibiting as well. There are wedding shows in usually every city where people organize a whole bunch of vendors to come together and showcase their services. If you can put your band on stage during one of those, that can be some great exposure. You do have to pay for these usually, so that's another reason you want to be building profit margin into your services because you're going to want to pay for these kinds of marketing efforts. But that's a great place to connect with the next people here, your partners, right? When you're going to these trade shows and of course when you're working events, make connections with photographers, videographers, venues, etc., right? Photographers and videographers can help you promote your services as well, right? Because if they get good photos and videos of you, you want to use those in your promotions. And usually if they're taking shots of you at weddings or at these events anyway, you can get that stuff for free. And that is a huge bonus for you. Of course, venues are where you're going to be performing most of the time, wedding venues, big event spaces and things. So it doesn't hurt to be connected there either. You never know where the next referral is going to come from. And lastly here, once again, do not overlook connecting with other local bands. They don't just have to be your competition. They can actually be your partners as well. They need good sound and lighting too. And if you've got the gear now and you've got the skills, go provide that to them. And you might be surprised at how much extra money you can make off of their gigs. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So let's talk about some client-specific positioning here. If you are going to get into different types of events, now hopefully in our first lesson of this course, you went through and wrote down the different types of clients and different types of events you want to cater to. Now you know if you need to do any specific positioning around those, right? For corporate events, you might want to be emphasizing professionalism, reliability, and these sort of turnkey solutions, everything under one roof, right? Whereas with weddings, you may want to focus more on the creating unforgettable moments and reducing stress, right? These people are really stressed out about their event planning process, and you can reduce some of that for them. With the corporate events, there's a good chance they've got a professional event planner on their team, so they're not super stressed. They just want to, everybody wants things to be easier and more cost effective. So you're kind of speaking more to that market there. And for private parties, be highlighting your flexibility and ability to create a specific atmosphere there, right? Like weddings are all kind of, they can have different atmospheres for sure, but not as much so as like a private party where it's like, well, we're going to have a poker themed birthday party for Matt because he's really into poker, or we're doing a horse themed birthday party for Claire, or it's a sweet 16 for Tommy, or whatever. Like those are all going to have very different themes. So if you're wanting to go after that market, you may need a little bit more flexibility in that realm. And I would say go ahead and prepare different sections on your website, different PDF one sheets and things you can send to people when they're interested in your services for those specific event types. Make sure you're sending them the right document or sending them the right stuff on your webpage, maybe the right questionnaires, that sort of thing. You don't want to be giving your corporate clients some random questionnaire that is just got wedding questions on it, right? Like, what's your first dance, and what's your father-daughter dance song, and who's going to do the garter toss? Like, that stuff is not stuff a corporate event has to worry about. So make sure those questions are segregated out and you're only speaking the language that you need to speak with a certain type of client you're speaking to. All right. Leveraging client testimonials and case studies, a huge one, right? People read testimonials like crazy nowadays. My wife won't buy anything off of the internet before reading 50 reviews on it, right? So written reviews, definitely very important, but video testimonials, if you can get short clips of your clients raving about your services and throw that all over your website and Instagram, that stuff will speak volumes, right? You can't say enough for that sort of stuff. Before and after case studies, this might be kind of hard to do in the wedding market, but in the corporate world, if you can make a good relationship with a corporate client and get a case study from them where maybe you do an analysis of their event, maybe they do an annual Christmas party or something, and you do a case study of that, you review the event from the year before they hired your services, and then compare that to the year that they started hiring your services, right? And maybe they'll say things like, well, last year we hired company X and it was super stressful. They weren't communicating very well. They charged us way too much for all the services they provided and half the stuff didn't work. When they showed texts were really grumpy and blah, blah, blah. It was just a terrible experience. But then we hired your company and everything changed, right? We got the best quality equipment. Everything worked. It sounded amazing. There was no feedback. All the technicians were smiling all night. The band sounded great. The lighting was totally phenomenal. And all our guests were raving about it 5 months after the event, right? That kind of stuff could really set you apart. And that kind of stuff corporates would actually listen to. So if you can think ahead to doing some stuff like that, that would help your case a lot. And then specific praise as well. Of course, if clients are speaking about certain things like professionalism, sound quality, lighting effects, etc., let those reviews and that specific praise tell your story. Okay, I want to show you a quick example right now of my band's current website to show you how we've done some of this and hopefully let that inspire you. So I'm just going to transfer over to our website here. So right away at the top, look, we're not even telling you what we are. Well, you see this photo and you're like, okay, it's probably a band. There's some music stuff going on. But as you scroll down, our testimonials are right here. And these are telling you who we are, right? Booking the Phonics band was one of the best decisions we made for our wedding. Dance floor was absolutely pumping, right? So if there's still any question in your mind, right away now you know, okay, this is a band we're looking at. And this person was really happy about the dance floor at their wedding. Most people want that. Okay, band was fantastic. People got on the dance floor. Musicianship was excellent. Okay, so they're quality musicians. Wonderful time with the Phonics at our wedding. 5-year-old nephew couldn't stop dancing. Okay, so they please children as well. Like there's something for everybody in this band, and everybody's recommending them. Okay, cool. I'm going down now. Okay, I see All-Star Party Band. We wrote this, this is a little bit of stuff that we put together. But then as you scroll down more, well, what's this? Here's another review, right? Now people are talking about, how the customer service was incredible and they put on an unforgettable show that exceeds your highest expectations. Okay, so we're using our clients' words to tell other clients about our story. And as you scroll down here, now you're seeing all the things we can offer, right? The things that set us apart, our unique value proposition here. We've got dancing horns. We do free cocktail music. Oh, sound and lights. There it is right there. So it's front and center. You know that that is what we can do. We've got songs for everyone, customized parties, your favorite song is included, etc., right? Tie all that stuff into your marketing and make it stand out. Awesome, guys. So key takeaways from this lesson. Well, first of all, your unique value proposition really is the foundation of effective positioning. So identify and communicate it clearly. Okay. Visual branding and marketing materials should reflect your full range of services, not just your music. And lastly, tailor your positioning to different client types while consistently showcasing your expertise in both music and production, right? Use different words for different places, use different questions for different clients. They need to feel like they are being catered to in their own unique way, and you're not just applying some cookie cutter to their event. All right, so as a learning activity for this one, you should have already paused that video earlier on and done this, but if you haven't, write that clear, concise brand message that communicates your unique value proposition. And I would say create a one-page pitch document tailored to your ideal clients. For example, a luxury wedding or a corporate event client. Include your services on there, your unique value proposition, any sort of things that you think really set you apart, and include all of your new services you've added onto there. Last, record a 60-second video explaining why clients should choose your bundled services over a traditional band. All right, this might not be something you actually use, but it might. I've seen people doing things sort of like this on their Instagram feeds and stuff, so you might actually share this. But otherwise, it's just a great exercise for you to practice positioning yourself and talking about your own product in such a way that you will be able to easily and effectively communicate that to other people when you are trying to sell your band and your production services in the future. All right, so what's next? Well, first of all, congratulations on finishing your UVP and coming up with a new brand message. And great job on positioning your services. Now, in our final lesson, ROI analysis or return on investment analysis, we'll dive into the numbers to see how your investment in sound and lighting equipment actually translates into increased revenue. We'll explore some real-world examples and provide some tools to calculate your own return on investment. So, get ready to see the tangible benefits of your new business model. We'll see you in the next lesson.